Use your friends wisely, and that is never more true than when you are thousands of miles away from home, stuck together on vacation. Traveling with friends can be lots of fun, but can quickly turn south if you're not on the same page.
Joining us this morning with some tips on how to travel with your friends without ruining your relationships is travel expert Jennifer Weatherhead Harrington. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good to see you. Yeah, we've all been in this situation with, but I mean, I don't know if you guys have traveled with friends before, but it can be difficult. It's a sticky situation.
It's a little tricky.
It can be.
Yeah.
I guess it's because we have those relationships and we have to sort of tiptoe around each other. But first of all, before going on the trip, what's the best way to decide where to go?
Yeah, so the planning can actually be such a big deal when it comes to travel, especially if you're doing it with a group or even with one friend. So I like to use a portal that does everything kind of all in one, make it as easy as possible. So I always use skyscanner.ca because it has flights, hotels, car rentals. It sets up price alerts for you as well. So if you're looking at a budget, it can let everyone in the group know where the price is. It just makes things a lot easier if you have one website instead of everyone kind of picking things around and then sending a bunch of emails.
That's hard to be texting each other. What about this price on this side? This one on this side. Yeah.
So people have obviously different personalities. So when you're planning, does one person take the lead, or do you do it together? Do you share it?
Yeah, that can also be tricky as well. I would say if there is someone who loves to plan and you know that they love to plan, let them do that. But make sure that you're contributing as well, because even if it's someone who loves to plan, they can get a little resentful if they're the only one doing everything.
Yes.
So try to step in and communicate a lot at the beginning. That's really key.
Yeah, and once you're there, you decided where to go, and everybody's gone, and you're all happy. Should you always spend all your time together?
No.
or do you need a break from each other sometimes?
You need a break. I mean, it's not really normal for you to be spending 24/7 with your friends or even your family. So you need to have that alone time. So make sure that you figure out things that you want to do personally, and take the morning to go to that museum that you want to go to while your friend goes shopping. You can always meet up at the end of the day or in the afternoon for lunch or a coffee or a drink before dinner, because there's nothing worse than, trudging around a museum if you don't want to be in it because you paid the money, you're bored. Just avoid that situation.
You spoke about money there. That's a big question. How do you decide where to spend and really where to save with that big group?
Yeah, so it can be tricky, but I'm a big fan of using your miles. So I always collect Aeroplan miles, so that's a great way to use it because it can save on flights and hotels and everything, and you can also get extra points if you book on their website. But another great thing when it comes to budget when you are traveling is to use an app called Splitter, and this kind of calculates all your costs for you. So one person doesn't need to be in charge of all the finances and adding things up and tallying things up. This app splits everything for you automatically, so there's no fights or discussions on who owes what at the end of the trip.
Oh, that's a good idea. Just input the information and
Exactly.
it divvies it up for you.
That's right. Trust the app. The app says so.
Yes, exactly. It's not me, it's the app.
So what happens, though, if there is some kind of disagreement or, I don't know, you butt heads somehow when you're on vacation? How do you resolve a conflict like that with your friends?
Yeah, you need to speak up right away. I think that if you hold on to that, you're really letting things fester, and then bigger issues can happen. Someone's going to have a breakdown. Someone's going to be, hangry at some point and probably have an issue and say something. So try to speak up as soon as you can, but also come with a solution. Try to compromise. So if you don't want to do something, then suggest that alone time so you can go do your own thing and that you'll meet up later, or maybe find an alternative so that way you can sort of work things out. If it's an expensive meal, be a little bit cheaper on the other meals during the day.
Okay, here's a question for you. What's the ideal number to travel with? Some people say just one other person, that's it. I can't do more than one. What's your advice?
I actually think a smaller group of, say, 3 to 4 people is ideal, because even if it's one other person, you're stuck with one other person. So a smaller group, 3 to 4 people, that way if you want to do things on your own, that's fine. Sometimes you'll have a partner to do things with as well.
Sometimes it's good to have an understanding to going in. It's like, you know what, if you want to go to that museum, go ahead. Cool, because you kind of worry about how other people feel about you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the key thing. You have to talk about that. You need to make a list of your priorities for that trip and figure out what you absolutely have to see in that destination. If it doesn't mix with everything that they want, that's okay.
What about accommodations? I mean, should you share a room with your friend? I mean,
that's a good question.
we always just cram in one room. We know we go with a group of girlfriends, but that may not be for everybody.
Not for everybody. You have to think about your sleeping habits. I mean, I've been on trips before where someone is a complete night owl and wants to sleep with the TV on.
Oh, brother.
I'm not like that, right? I'm a morning person. So, in that case, it's better to spend a little bit of extra money and get 2 separate rooms so that way you're both enjoying your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a guys trip, you always put the guys that snore together.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, the snoring situation.
How do you know if they're snoring unless you actually sleep
Sleep on
together?
it,
yeah.
Anyway, Jennifer, great advice this morning.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thanks,
for that.
Jennifer.